Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about, sexuality in entertainment. Mainly we're going to focus on just like comic books in general, but I'm noticing this little trend of sexuality stuff that just keeps popping up every freaking where, or like they want to do stories that centers around that factor instead of actually telling good stories with the characters happen to be whatever sexuality or identity you want them to be. And it's just getting kind of weird, to be honest. Like we're focusing so heavily on these characters' sexual orientations and their I don't know, whoever they're sleeping with, that we're not focusing on the storytelling around it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad fact, is that we're losing so much story just to push an identity, just to be like, oh, look at this character is now part of this. I mean, is now this sexual orientation, or look, this character is now this color. And it's just like, yes, superficial shit that nobody really cares about, or superficial stuff that should have never been added to the character to begin with. And even then, I've also noticed, like, looking at some of the independent stuff as well, I've been noticing that a lot of them focus on sexual acts and sexual orientations for books and think that that gets people involved, but it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because if your story needs to talk about sexual orientation or sexual acts, whether it's part of the LGBT community or whether it's heteronormative, stuff, it's kind of like you failed as a fucking writer, to be honest. No offense, or a creator. If that's all the hell you think about, like, oh, I created this character and they've been sexually raped or something like that, or they've seen sexual acts, or they do sexual acts, or this character is now part of the LGBT community, and we're going to explore what it means to be a hero, but also part of the LGBT community. You failed. You have failed as a writer, and you have failed as a creator, and it needs to goddamn fucking stop. And that's what's happening with the big two right now with Marvel and DC, is we're focusing on these characters' identities, the surface level of their identities, more so than the fact, like, why are people, like, excited about these characters? Why do people like these characters to begin with? And it kind of sucks, and it also draws back to what a lot of people on YouTube been saying. You guys don't care about you guys don't really care about these characters like that, the quote unquote people of color and the LGBT characters or whatever. You just want to mark an agenda and just be like, oh, look at how impressive this is, when it's not impressive. But like other comic book creators have said, or YouTubers have said, the reason why a lot of white characters are successful is because they can't fall back on those social ills anymore. They have to focus on giving these characters stories, because what can you do? You can't go and focus on race or sexuality as a backdrop. You have to focus on telling a good story. And that's the sad thing. I mean, that's the truth. You have to focus on story first, more so than anything else. And that's the problem with a lot of these creators and independent people that I've been seeing on these crowdfundings and Indiegogos or whatever and stuff like that, is that I'm seeing more of, oh, we need more more black people, we need more Asian representation, or we need more LGBT characters and stuff like that. And the premise is really all about the character's race, more so than telling a good damn story. It's crazy. It is crazy. Like, y'all really think that if Dwayne McDuffie had focused on nothing but the characters being black or LGBT, whatever, you really think that people would be remembering Milestone to this day? No. I mean, it's great because Milestone did some stuff, but like Dwayne McDuffie he wanted these characters to have story and depth. He wanted them to be characters first, who just happened to be black, or who happened to be trans, or who happened to be lesbians. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that we're missing. We're missing story. We're missing so much story over anything. It's always about, hey, how can we get people's attention? Oh yeah, I know. Wouldn't it be cool if we changed the character's sexuality? Or wouldn't it be cool if we gender swapped them? Or wouldn't it be cool if they're not the race that we thought they were beforehand? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, God damn it, can y'all give me a damn break, please? You know, give me a break. That's all I'm saying. Just give me a break with that kind of nonsense. I want y'all to prove to me that y'all can make good stories. That's way more impressive. I want to see you tell a good story that doesn't revolve around sexual acts, that doesn't revolve around a character's orientation, that doesn't revolve around a character's race. Can you tell me a good story first? You know? Focus on story. And if your story has a lot of sexual bull crap in it, if it has a lot of identity politics, or if it has a lot of LGBT stuff or whatever and junk like that, you failed as a writer and a creator, because you want people to get involved with this kind of stuff. And that's not why people read stories. I'm not saying there's not a niche market for it, but understand it's niche for a reason, and you should understand who your your target audience is. And a lot of people who are doing these books nowadays, or in entertainment in general, do not understand who their target audience is. And that's the sad truth. Nobody wants to understand what their target audience is. They want to try to mold the target audience and force the target audience to accommodate what they believe should be the stories. And it just doesn't work like that. You cannot mold the target audience that you have already built up over time and be like, oh yeah, this the new way of how things work. It doesn't work. It's not successful. You cannot force people to accommodate to your needs. It just does not work. As much as you want it to work, it just does not work. And until people in general understand that, we will continue to always have this cycle of failures, one after another, and coming after people who are successful at making cool books or cool artwork or whatever it is in entertainment that isn't what the mainstream or certain independent people want. That's on y'all, because you know what the correct answer is. You just don't want to do it because you want to change things around for your needs and your wants. It's not cute. It's not fun. It's not funny. It's just goddamn near annoying and damn near embarrassing at this point to keep trying to make something work. Like, again, just like what Mean Girls did. Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's never going to happen. That is exactly what these creators that are doing any independent thing, or even in the mainstream, that's what people are trying to do. Like, hey, they're trying to make fetch happen, and everybody is fucking rejecting fetch. Most people are rejecting fetch, and yet it's still happening. Jesus Lord, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still happening. So we're gonna just keep forcing fetch down people's throats, right? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of needs to stop, to be honest. That's all I'm saying. Like, hey, figure out something. I don't care what the reasoning is, but you can always course correct. There is no excuse not to course correct. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.